Third term is cultural relativism. Right. Cultural relativism. Right. Look, cultural relativism refers or yes, refers to evaluating any of the cultures or cultural settings in its own social cultural background, right? In other words, you can say that every culture or every socio-cultural setting, right, should be evaluated, understood in its own cultural background, right? It should not be compared with other culture, right? We should not, like, suppose you are living in metropolitan city like Mumbai, Delhi, right? God bless all these metropolitan cities, right? And you have, like, you meet some people, from Jharkhand, like some tribal area, suppose, or some rural area, village, right? So, like, you should understand, one should understand the culture of those migrant people from tribal areas or rural areas, right? Or the highlands of, Jammu and Kashmir or Uttarakhand, in their own cultural, social cultural background, in their own social cultural settings. So, to understand behavior of those people, right, one should understand their social cultural settings, their social cultural background. They should not be evaluated in terms of, metropolitan culture. ठीक है ना? And you see, like, in metropolitan cities, you will see often, like, middle class or higher classes, having biasness and prejudices towards lower migrant, particularly migrant, workers, migrant people, right? Some prejudice, biases, isn't it? Accusing, abusing, those people, right? And that, like, is there because of comparison of the those migrant workers, culture from their own culture, right? Metropolitan culture. No, just say, when I had come to Delhi, like in year 2002-3, so, like, उस समय एक term यहाँ पे बड़ा popular, मतलब popular क्या, like, I often used to listen, Bihari. I mean, some group of people, I mean, with a particular set of behavior, they are labeled as Bihari. अगर कोई थूक दिया कहीं, वो कहीं से भी हो, तमिलनाडु से हो, कर्नाटका से हो, like I like people used to refer, अरे क्या बिहारी है, बिहारी, kind of, like, see, the people who are migrant, who are, stressed, distressed, right? Uncertain, those who are living in uncertain, environment, whether they will get work today or not, or they're pulling rickshaw or involved in, real estate work, but those works are not regular, right? Rainy season mein rickshaw wale ko customer is not there for rickshaw pullers, right? So, like, they're always stressed, distressed, because of their poor background, right? They have to send money back home also, money order karna hai, right? Transfer karna hai paisa, like, a lot of, stress, tensions are there. So, like, those such people, you will find, like, among such people, higher, like, tendency of alcoholism, tobacco, chewing tobacco, BDP and all, right? So, like, in there, if you take into account, if one takes into account, their social cultural background, right? You will realize that, okay, their behavior is because of these factors, and their behavior is related to, like, they are not educated. Illiteracy is very high in northern states, particularly Bihar, Jharkhand. So they're not educated, they're not literate, they're not educated. They don't understand, they don't have sense of, cleanliness, or they don't understand the significance or benefits of cleanliness, right? Or not chewing tobacco, or, like, good health, isn't it? So, like, problem is not there with the individual, but problem is not with the people, but with that social cultural setting or background, isn't it? Right. And society, the problem lies in society, isn't it? Problem lies with the governments. The governments have failed to educate the people, make people literate, educated, right? So what I mean to say, ki, according to this perspective of cultural relativism, like every social group, social cultural group, right, or society should be analyzed in its own cultural background, right? It should be analyzed relatively, right, in relation to its own social cultural background, right? जैसे आपने पढ़ा होगा, like in NCERT book there is very good example, beautiful example of that tsunami and tribes of Andaman and Nicobar, right? Many tribal groups, like during tsunami, all the modern men, right, metropolitan people, those who go to celebrate New Year, on beaches, sea beaches, so all modern people, many of the modern people, they died because of tsunami, right? But the tribals, right, because of their tradition, social, cultural, ways and methods, right, they knew about tsunami in advance, like barking of dogs, movement of, air, birds, right? Like many, traditional symbols, indicated them about tsunami, and they went into up to higher reaches, they saved their life. But all the modern people were washed away, right? So, like, you cannot say that metropolitan culture is superior than that of, tribal culture, right? Today, we are following, many aspects of tribal culture for sustainable life, good life, healthy life, right? We are following, organic and all, I mean, many things in metropolitan cities also, right, which are popular in rural areas, village age, isn't it? So what I mean to say, according to this concept, every social cultural group or social cultural setting should be understood in its own cultural background. It should not be compared with, some other culture, right, for analysis or understanding. So this is, right?